No, 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 no. Oh, yes.
From the dust to the cracked glass, bundled with sweat, gripping the wheel, and literally looking over your shoulder to check your surroundings, and the occasional rage quit. PSVR, Dirt Rally, Pro versus the original console. Let's get started with the Pro. So before we get too far ahead, it would mean a lot if you could like this video and hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it now. Now, in case you didn't know, this game is from 2015, and there is a Dirt Rally 4 which has greater graphics for flat screen play, but we're here to talk about PSVR. The DLC that enables VR mode can be found in the PlayStation Store. Not only do you have access to the full game in VR mode, you can play online against non-VR players, so finding a populated server isn't a problem 95% of the time. The reason that I bring up the multiplayer gameplay first is because multiplayer is one of the most influential factors that encourages me to start playing a game and entices me to stay playing. I'll admit, at first, I couldn't even find the multiplayer option through the menus. For the first few weeks, I was only playing single player campaign, but this was a good thing because it grew my skills and appreciation of the game first. The multiplayer is up to 8 players in one lobby that gets split up into 2 groups of 4 or other variations depending on the total players in the lobby. While there are some enhancements to playing on the PS4 Pro, there is nothing game-breaking about this game on the original console. In saying that, I can't deny that I'm happy that I've upgraded. The first game that I loaded up on the Pro, the conditions were wet and rainy, my wipers were going flat chat, and the water droplets all over my windscreen was a nightmare, blocking 70% of my vision, but I absolutely loved it. It looked so cool and definitely adds to the immersion. So a few games later, I went to a sunny dry weather track, and at first I wasn't sure if I could even spot the difference, until I was behind another car and they were flicking up dust and chunks of dirt and also blocking my vision. In fact, sometimes completely, like seriously, you couldn't even see 2 meters ahead of the car. But again, it just added to the realism and the rush and the pressure of the race. The dust often remains unsettled for the entire race as well. So the final notable difference is that when you crash, and you will because some players are dodgy and because shit happens, the windows will crack when playing on the PS4 Pro. Yes. It looks pretty cool, but obviously we all try to avoid it, right? Because all in all, we don't want to be driving with a cracked windscreen, because again, it blocks our vision. So to sum up the Pro version so far, I would say the 3 major graphical effects being rain, dust, and broken glass, and graphical enhancements of smoother frame rates, which are quite subtle but obvious enough for me to notice, so that's why I've mentioned it here at the end. That's all I wanted to cover for the Pro. In terms of the footage you are viewing, it has all been the classics class in the Mini Minor so far, so I'll go ahead and play some of the supercars now. So here I'm selecting the championship I want to go for, select my Volkswagen, trying to work this one up at the moment, and going to head into a race. So the Ford Fiesta is meant to be one of the best cars. I purchased the Volkswagen because in a lot of the multiplayer games I was getting whooped playing in the Subaru, but I've fully upgraded the Subaru now, and I'm definitely the fastest when I race in that one. And yeah, the Volkswagen should be good once I fully upgrade it, and in the meantime I'm gonna save up and try to get enough money to buy the Ford, and by then hopefully I'll be able to have the Volkswagen fully upgraded, and I'll start working on upgrading the Ford. So yeah, as you can see right there, not much vision, really couldn't see much at all. And if you picked up a couple of clips back, there's a cracked windscreen on the left, which is pretty cool. Losing a bit of traction. Definitely a bit rusty here because I've been playing the minis. Oh, nearly rolled it. Yeah, so I've been playing the minis for quite a while, and you definitely get used to those cars. And when you chop and change between the super class and the classics, it's definitely takes a couple of races to get back into the groove. But yeah, no, all in all, it's really good fun. But I also can't deny that I get trapped playing it for hours, and sometimes I might rage quit.
How the fuck did they get through there so quick? No, I'm quitting. Save and quit.
So how does this game weigh up on the original PS4, aka the OG? Well, fresh off the bat, we can hardly tell any difference, and at this first corner, it's going to illustrate that it is still exciting and nail-biting. Now, if you believe the graphics are inferior on VR, let me put things into perspective. I watched a few videos showing the evolution of this game from 1998 to the 2015 version we are looking at now. The VR version holds its end up very well. I think we are just spoiled with incredible graphics on the flat TVs now, which is great. Anyway, I just wanted to put that point across because this game looks fantastic, especially when reminding ourselves that this is the first generation VR, and personally I really appreciate being able to play this on a daily basis. While what I'm going to call graphics perks are missing on the PS4, the game is whole. Things that only can be done on the VR are exactly the same on both consoles. Improved spatial awareness, depth perception, feeling like you're sitting in the cabin of a rally car, and my personal favourite, being able to look over your shoulder, literally look over your shoulder to see the cars close behind you while you're executing a perfect drift around a big slippery bend. This video isn't about giving tips about online gameplay, but here's one for free. Stay away from the pack. You will find yourself in all sorts of trouble if you don't get away from them. In saying that, it's all part of the fun. In a way, you have an advantage on the original console because you can see in the rain, the dust, and never suffer from a broken windscreen. And I'm glad to say, that's it. When comparing the two consoles side by side, you're probably going to see a slightly sharper image on the PS4 Pro, as you would expect, but you'll soon forget due to the excitement of it all. And that's it. They are the only differences that there are, and there's a silver lining to the improved vision as a consequence of no effects, which I'm sure people are going to like that advantage as well. Now, if you've enjoyed this discussion, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications button to be informed when a new video of mine is released. I'm looking forward to reading your comments below, so make sure to let me know what to cover next. And a big shout out to the PSVR multiplayer community for supporting me as I launch this channel. I'm excited to be doing these videos in my spare time and help out the gaming community. If you are watching this and having a hard time finding people to play with online, I strongly recommend joining the PSVR multiplayer community. You can find it in the community section of the menu in your PlayStation. Finally, I'm going to rate this game on the PSVR 9.3 rally car rolls out of 10. I would give it a 10, but this car didn't quite land on its feet. And also, I'm allowing developers to wow us more with future games as developers improve their abilities with the new technology. So there will always be some wriggle room. I'm going to leave you with a little bit more gameplay, which I think is fun to watch. If you want to stick back, feel free to watch. Otherwise, that's it for the review, so enjoy your day.